Alright, hello guys, welcome back to some more Hytale. Same day as the last episode, but I've, been messing around a little bit, off and on. It's me here at the Heart Keiko Comics. So main thing is I went and did some tweaks to the hammer attacks again. Basically, I had to hit a compromise because the AoE circle thing with block interactions just kind of crashes the game by not having any safety features on the AoE itself. So it just makes it, it just AoE and then basically every block around you just gets checked potentially multiple times. Like I had one full charge hit that was oops 2,000 checks. There are 3,000 checks, and it dumped 2,800 of them and crashed because syncing issues or something. Why did I pull it out? But yeah, no. So I changed it to basically the smaller area hit is just basically the hitbox for a single spin from your spin attack. Because that's able to do line of sight checking and everything, and basically it's safer, it doesn't crash, and that's what I'm using for hitting the blocks so that you can actually still mess up grass and things without the game just suddenly dying because lack of safety checks, basically. Alright, and let's get my... I'm probably still not going to finish my house anytime soon, and then I'm probably going to head over to, like, Zone 4 or something. I don't know. Maybe I... What is going on with my... Hello? Oh, it's not rendering everything properly, is it? Why? What? Why? How? Why is the game not... Okay, there it goes. That was weird. Anyway, so nighttime, and I've got oak logs. I mean, I can go ahead and, like, at least get something started here. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Right, these should at least be, like, moved slightly. Flush against the wall here, probably. And I'm gonna want to make stairs, of course. Because over here, if we do staircase, it'll, ooh, support beam there. No. The stairs all down here. Honestly, that could probably just... I'm probably gonna have to recycle my axe soon. Okay, so I think I've already got some... Yeah, some planks from Chork weapons that were wonky. Now we get some of these, so that gives us something there. I might want to make, well, I've already messed around enough with things. I don't know. Although, yeah, I probably should go ahead and just have this and this here for new axe. Let's see, what kind of... what kind of thing do I want to make? Axes, I want cobalt or thorium's cheaper and probably around the same type of... Ooh, I need to get more things. I need to go and fight some skulls actually and get more fire essence. Or find zone 4, whichever is easier I suppose. Because on the skulls, it's only going to be on the red ones that have fire essence. Or I could just go underground again, somewhere. I should have this on deck. At least when I'm not building. See, that's another skeleton. I'm gonna have to go look at, like... I need to actually... There should be some skulls around here somewhere, right? Anyway. Aha! Well, speaking of skulls, I know that red light anywhere. Of course, just a couple of these guys won't be enough to, get to fire essence I need. Sorry, got a little panicky there. One fire... yeah, I need to either hit zone 4 or go deep underground and trash a bunch of incandescent skeletons down there. I also need to like figure out what kind of wall material I want for the house. Don't let these guys breathe on you because they disable your M1. Okay. I could actually use their water essence for an ice rod. Or something. But, I mean, if I go to zone 4, I could just get adamantite and go straight to making elemental swords. Oh, hello. Yeah, hammers are quite fun to use. Okay, got the temple. I only have 10 memories on hand, so probably don't need to bother. I'm not really sure what I'm doing at the moment, honestly. I'm also just a little bit, almost kind of shaken from stuff going on in life. It's nothing like super big, but still isn't very fun. It's kind of personal family drama stuff. It'll pass eventually, just and it's not even like me that's really involved, but the atmosphere is still just not pleasant. Oh, he's just gone. Oops. And then I got a nice... What were those sounds, buddy? Okay, well, if you're fine, you're fine. I just don't recall. I think I've got Zone 4 near, well, Zone 3 and Zone 2, honestly. Alright, hey dude. Oh, I wasn't close enough. Anyhow, oh, one of these guys. I'm just gonna stab him to death. Yeah, I guess it's just kind of one of these episodes where I spend half the time kind of frolicking around at night in the fields looking for things to kill for no reason. Yeah, I don't have to worry about my lantern killing my durability anymore on my main weapon because I switched it to fire. Because the game doesn't handle weapon attack priority properly with offhand weapons for some reason. I can't tell you why, it's just how it is. Hey buddy, don't mind me. Alright, and those are still growing. Veggies. Yummy. I don't have any new leather. I do have some of that. Where am I keeping my petals again? Right over here. Not sure what I put in there, but oh, we're fine. Okay. Oh, you're already about done. Didn't it really just... Okay, game. Alright, but, a real note. Let's go... Actually, let me figure out what I even want to do right now, because, like, let's see, I want to go and check the, discs. So let's see, I need clay. And honestly, I'd probably prefer to just use the white smooth clay on its own, rather than the, wooden wall thing. Just because, like, it connects more nicely, in my opinion, for the style I'm going for. Anyhow, hey dude. I'm not sure if you'd really get lions in the desert. Savannah, sure. A desert, maybe. Okay, right, I do need more chitin because then I can finally expand my my hide. Oop. I do also need more thorium because I just burnt a bunch of it. Well, not a ton of it, but I burnt enough to make it difficult to get all my upgrades in order. I mean, I'll be recycling my pickaxes anyway. Or at least this one. Oh yeah, I'll be recycling both my... Well, how about that? And, oh yeah, this looks like a good source of clay. I mean, it's probably simpler to walk into the boom shrooms and make them go boom, but... Oh, that's stone. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, I didn't go anywhere. I do find oh hey, a bit of iron. Pitfall jump scare. Oh. I don't even need to really recover that, although I'll go ahead and eat. I didn't mean to. Did I? I don't remember what I was holding when I slapped the ground with my lantern again. I should probably just make it not have block interactions until they get that fixed. Probably. Let's see, 40 clay, probably not going to be enough. Fuck it. Bucket it all. I'm not sure how much clay I'm actually getting out of doing that though. Am I able to craft it clay? I mean, that would be actually kind of appreciated because, you know, games where dirt is abundant and clay somehow isn't, and then oops, all the recipes that require clay. It's always driving me up the wall. Thankfully, that's mostly remedied with modern Minecraft having a lot more biomes with large amounts of clay in them, but well, yeah. Okay, I want to go back up now that I've basically cleaned out all the boom shroom stuff and gotten a healthy supply of things. Because also don't forget, like, I can't tell myself. Okay, we got Disposer up here. And just, they have like perfect aim, I swear. Oh, my bad. Okay, so I had a death down south somewhere around there. Because I just jumped into a pit. No elaboration, freaking died. That's why all my new weapons are halfway destroyed. Well, that, and I once again forgot to properly disable death penalties because that got worked a little bit. Right, I think it was... oh yeah, right over there. Wow. Like it never happened. Okay, those are skeletons. So let's see. And I don't have anything in my backpack yet. Oh, go ahead and put that in there because like it's dead and I'm not repairing it. By the time my next by the time my second pickaxe burns out, I'm gonna already have what I need for a adamantite pickaxe. Oh yeah, it still only has 120. Whoops. I still can't get over that, honestly. How fun it is to just jump around and smash things with the hammer. Kinda looks like this structure is a bit desolate though. Let's see. Ah, there you are. Ow, that's rude. Kind of not much good in here. Cabbage. Isata. Catch this. Womp got double hit by the jump attack. Yeah, so the jump attack, the balancing is like, yeah, make it do 2 base hits instead of a crit hit. With different hitboxes. But, you know, because that's what the, you know, tier 1 charge is anyways. It's the tier 2 charge is a base and a crit, and then the tier 3 is 2 crits. That's how it is on the swords, that's how it is on the hammer. And it's like, well, as cool as it is to have the blue shockwave, the blue, you know, tier 2 shockwave on the jump attack, no, that's a little excessive actually. For a free action where the only cost is the time it takes to do it. Which isn't very long, and then you do that and they're dead. Oh yay, both materials. I really should try to preserve this more. Let's go ahead and swap that out for now. I guess it don't really matter though, considering, alright, so... yeah, don't just drop down and immediately die this time. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, dude. Gee, I wonder if I'll get enough chitin in here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, all of them actually seem to do it anymore. Oh well. Oh, no, not in there. Down there. Stop. And that's how they become chitin for free. Because they're not immune to their decorations. I'm not gonna go too far. I've already got most of what I want. Other than I'm probably gonna go and yoink this thorium here because obviously I, you know, want thorium. And I think we're just gonna, you know, get out of here. Probably like, I don't care. Like this. And we're out. Go ahead and close the gap somewhat. Oh, mushrooms. Okay. Oh, more mushrooms. But yeah, we want to go ahead and see about maybe going south a bit. Maybe. Oh boy. Alright, out of that yucky stuff. And on you go. Oop. Okay, and let's see. Oh, I'm going the wrong way for zone 4. Probably. Pop my fingers real quick. Alright. Ah. Yep, there we are. Zone 4 shores to the south. I'm gonna go ahead and show off the lantern animations in the water. Since I mean, it's basically just the torch animations anyway, but re-angled and then making the lantern kind of sway a bit in your hand. Oh, that's a very, very small zone 4. If I don't find mainland zone 4, I'm just gonna dip and go up north for the, you know, mainland zone 4 that I did find. Oh god, that's tiny. Yeah, no, I'm out of here. Definitely looking forward to having a more, you know, RPG kind of progression system. I don't think going the route of Terraria entirely is going to be like, okay, so what I mean by this is I don't think going the route of, you know, ore-driven stuff like Terraria did is entirely the way to go. I mean, especially if you like look at early hard mode, no. Even after all the things done to cut down the grind, early hard mode Terraria is not an ideal model to go after, because literally it's, you know, well, for one, it's the whole thing of all the places you've been to are suddenly too dangerous to go to, unless you've got like really good pre-hard mode prep, and also like fighting skill. I'm thinking more like early Terraria progression, sort of. In the sense where you're like kind of free to go almost wherever, though maybe I don't. It's actually, yeah. When I think about it, it's kind of weird because Terraria progression is kind of the inverse of Zelda progression. In the sense of like, okay, in this sense, I'm talking in traditional Zelda fashion. Your early game is usually fairly restrictive on where you can and can't go, where you can and can't do. You know, your arsenal is still not fully built up and everything, and you usually want to carry on with, you know, following through with things like, you know, Ocarina of Time. You gotta go through, you know, the Great Deku Tree. you know, get your sword and shield, slingshot, sticks, you know, and get your actual main grand quest before you are actually, you know, set upon your main adventure. And even when you're, you know, finally out in Hyrule Fields for the first time, you know, you can go actually anywhere that you can walk to in Ocarina of Time. You can go to Lake Hytale as soon as you leave Kokiri Forest. There's some fairly heavy-handed deterrents, specifically the owl being like, "Hoot hoot, Link, what the hell are you doing? Go, you know." Well, actually, he's not even really like, "Oh, you shouldn't come here." It's more like, you know, I see you're exploring the world instead of prioritizing the main objective. Isn't this lake super beautiful? You should go and protect Hyrule. Yeah, but yeah, Ocarina of Time, you can go to any, you know, external location just about. Main exception being like Gerudo Valley, because of course they just won't let you through. But you know, you still have to, you know, go see Zelda, get the spiritual stones, and now you have to pull the Master Sword, and then your true freedom, because you can't even really visit Zora's domain until you get bombs, because the boulders block your way. That's it. The boulders just block your way, and that's fine. And you can't really go up to Death Mountain until after you visit Zelda, because, you know, you don't have permission by royal decree, and you need Zelda to sign the thing for you to be able to go. And that makes sense. But once you've, you know, done all that, once you've gone and gotten your spiritual stones and everything, now your main quest is going. And now you are charged with, you know, getting all the medallions and saving the sages and everything. And oh, by the way, there is nothing stopping you from. Let's see. Well, do you need to do? Okay, first, okay, it does direct you straight to Kakariko Village, so you can get the hook shot. After that, well, Navi will direct you to the Forest Temple. That actually don't matter too much, because you can also just, you know, rescue Epona and go straight for the, yeah, rescue Epona and go straight for Big Ron's sword before you even touch Forest Temple. Because the only thing you need to complete the Big Ron sword side quest is to initiate, you know, get Kojiro, and then, you know, get all your things, go, you know, go see the carpenter guy over in Gerudo Valley, and, you know, get his what was it? Give him the poacher saw, basically. Just give him the poacher saw. And well, I really am just kind of rambling about Ocarina of Time progression. But, you know, it's like, okay, now you got the Master Sword. What's stopping you from just going straight to the Fire Temple? Let's see. Well, aside from surviving the intense heat, which if you've 100%ed up until pulling the Master Sword, you should have, like, around 12 hearts even before Forest Temple. Unironically. Or at least... Because, yeah, I had 10 hearts going into Jabu Jabu's belly on my current run that I'm about to finish, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And you know, with that much health, as long as you know what you're doing, getting to and navigating the fire temple is a cinch. The only thing you have to do is, you know, get the Goron tunic. Oh, right, the one little Goron dude just kind of gives it to you for free once you blow him up. I need some stone, and I need to also recycle this guy because I already have a high durability Thorium pickaxe, and by the time I even need to think about repairing it, right? So right, I was talking about the main distinction between Terraria progression and Zelda progression. So Terraria, you get, really nothing stops you from just going out and exploring the world the moment you start the game. And going in, you can go straight down and go for Hellstone. Okay, you can't go straight for Hellstone until basically after defeating the Eater of Worlds. And all you need to defeat him is primarily explosives, which you get for naturally just running around, exploring things, smashing pots and all that. So, you know, as long as you've got what it takes to, you know, smash 3 orbs and kill them, or even just get enough materials from killing his segment, in world's segments, you know, just getting the materials you need to make the nightmare pickaxe. Oh, now you're ready for Hellstone. And yeah, Underworld just kind of hands you obsidian skin potions on a silver platter. And nothing else really matters other than, like, you probably want to do all your other things. Like, you can go to the jungle early, and aside from the enemies kind of being a little rough in the jungle, or the corruption starting fresh, you know, you don't have to do really anything. You don't even have to go and fight Skeletron until oh, really? You don't have to do it ever, because your main progression after you've gotten to Hellstone is you can just fight the wall of flesh right then and there. And now you're in hard mode, and now you're in forced progression where you have to go and, you know, gear up, get all your ores and shit in order, so you've got strong enough armor to deal with a massive power spike in the boss design with the, you know, mechanical bosses. And depending on your, you know, playstyle and everything, you know, your preference of weapons, that might influence which one you go after first. Like, if you've got a lot of good piercing weapons, you know, you probably would want to go for Destroyer first. But let's see, it's 110 versus. Okay. I mean, I can also just sure. But it's like, yeah. And then once you've beaten all 3 mechanical bosses, like, there's optional stuff to go for, but you've got a very tight and narrow path of, okay, now go kill Plantera, now go kill Golem, okay, now you're in the end game, Lunatic Cultist, event, and final boss, oh, you're done. And also, most of the explorable overworld stuff, worth getting in the Terraria progression is in your early game. Once you go into hard mode, all the explorable stuff is like, okay, so now some things may generate in certain places, and certain dungeon locations that were supposed to be locked before may or may not have opened up for you. But the main thing is like, oh yeah, now you've got the Corruption Hollow stuff going on. And there's stuff that generates in there over time. Also, the jungle has things naturally generating in there now that weren't there before. But it's like, it goes from, okay, you had structured, you know, handmade things, you know, actual, like, dungeon experiences, houses and things that have things of value at, you know, before, to now it's just you go around through places you've already been in, and you know, it's very different. Okay. Let me. I really gotta go in and like. Oh, they gutted the corn life essence. Sorry. But it's like. So, yeah, it's inverse to Zelda because it's more free in the early game for Terraria than it is in the late game. Which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it's just how the game is structured. Interesting how that just kind of hydrated itself. Nearly out of my ink here. Okay. Right, I wanted to make a do I still have spare slabs? I might not need to get much stone. No, I don't. Okay, well, off to the stone quarry, I guess. But, because yeah, in Zelda games, it's usually, you know, traditionally before Breath of the Wild and everything, yeah, you would just kind of, you know, start the game, okay, your arsenal is not built up, and we need to get you introduced and involved in the story somehow. So we're going to, you know, take you through a couple of starter dungeons that are fairly simple, show you the ropes and everything. Okay, now you've gotten your free MacGuffin medallions or whatever, pendants. Now you're ready for the Master Sword, and ooh, okay. Where do you want to go now? Because, like, again, it's like, what do you need to actually access Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time? Not really anything. You just kind of go to Goron City, and you know, if you want to, look, okay, you need. The first thing you need is you go and race Dompe for the hookshot, because that's just kind of, you need that for all of, you know, Adult Link content. Because it's, you know, high value mobility tool that lets you go places. Nothing else really to it. And yeah, it's like everything kind of like, you know, Fire Temple relies on it a fair bit. Forest Temple absolutely requires it. But it's like, yeah, your only real requirement for the late game tool, you know, temples, you know, Water Temple, Forest Temple especially require it because, oh yeah, sorry, yeah, no, all three of the early adult temples require hookshot, because to get onto, you know, the bridge to that you learn the Bolero Fire, you know, oh, the bridge is up, well, okay, just, you know, zip over to the other side. But it's like, yeah, you have to do the child dungeons in order, but then your, you know, forest, fire, and water dungeons, the only real requirement is primarily the hookshot. You don't even need the Goron tunic to go into the fire temple and survive it. I've done repeated runs of just, you know, walking in wearing the Kokiri tunic instead. Granted, I have 15 hearts, so that's up to 2 minutes of time before I cook to death, which more than enough time to actually navigate and, you know, get through each room. And there's plenty of rooms that don't cook you. It's mostly the big rooms with a lot of lava that do that. But like, you know, what do you need to get into Water Temple? Primarily the iron boots. And where you get that ice cave, what do you need to get into the ice cave? You go to Zora's domain and you jump across. Checks notes. You jump across some floating ice platforms in Zora's fountain, and that's it. Go into ice cave. No special item requirements in there, and you know, bada bing, bada boom. Now you've got your fancy metal boots that let you sink into water. And bonus points if you spent 300 rupees on the fancy blue tunic that lets you breathe underwater. Not that you need it, because again, you don't spend that much time actually underwater, especially if you have enough health to have the 2 minutes and 8 seconds time limit. That is honestly kind of excessive. It's not super excessive, but it's enough that, again, you know, going through the water temple with Kokiri tunic on is absolutely doable. Like, it's not even a question. You can just do it. And the only reason, you know, Shadow and Spirit aren't immediately accessible is because, well, Shadow Temple, you can't access that until I think Fire and Water medallions specifically have been required, or acquired, because yeah, forced cutscene when you go to Kakariko Village after you meet the requirements for the cutscene. And for Spirit Temple, your only real requirement to go visit there and do stuff there is you have long shot, so you can cross the desert, the river of sand that you sink in. And there's, you know, your typical answer might be to use the hover boots because you can't sink because they constantly have you hovering over the sand, which is also viable. However, if you do my route where you do all the child shit before you start the dungeon shit, you know, because on my route I just kind of get everything I absolutely can before I do each dungeon. So like Forest Temple, you know, running in with Big Ron Sword, 12 hearts, probably like 50 to 60 Skulltula tokens, and then immediately afterwards I go back to being a kid, do Bottom of the Well, you know, Bottom of the Well, oh, right, before I do Forest Temple, I even, you know, go ahead and just do the whole Carpenter stuff, in, Gerudo Valley, because why not? What's to stop me from just getting that out of the way, and then accessing Gerudo's training grounds? I mean, on my latest run, the only reason I didn't just go and do Gerudo's training ground right away was because, well, I still kind of need Bow to get the ice arrows. Because you actually can't get all the keys, glitchless. Oh, okay, you don't even need to get all the keys in Gerudo's training grounds. You just need to not open the right path. The right side path that takes 2 keys and gives none back. and serves no purpose other than to connect the entrance to the lava room. That's it. That's all that thing does. You just ignore that path, take the left side, go around, and you don't even, when you get the bow, you don't even need to roll glitch to get the flaming chest for that key, because you'll have, you know, the ice switch statue and the, you know, room it unlocks. That's 2 keys, and the only keys you're going to be missing are the, you know, if you don't use the roll trick to open the flaming chest in the pillar in the statue smashy room you need a hammer for, you'll still have enough keys, because the only other key that you can't get by that point, you know, pre-Fire Temple, is the key that requires Silver Gauntlets, which of course you know need to have visited the child side of Spirit Temple for. But you know, again, 2 keys you don't even need out of all of them, and all of a sudden now you're, you know, yeah, all of a sudden, oh hey, look, there we are. We're in, we got the ice arrows. That's it. That's all that had to be done was a couple of, you know, all but 2 keys. And then, yeah. Now you got ice arrows in Fire Temple. Not that you really need to use them for anything other than they're helpful for one-tapping likes from across the room. And also Tektites, the annoying Tektites across the room in some of the sections in the Water Temple, but... Well, also the blade traps, you can pause them if they're giving you a hard time in the Water Temple, especially in that one section. But it's like, yeah. There is a almost ludicrous amount of freedom the game gives you. And a lot of people don't capitalize on it because, you know, especially if you're a first-time player, you know, it makes sense to just kind of take Navi's advice and go where she wants you to go. That's fair. But it's like, you know, back to the point of the game opens up on Zelda games when you're in the second half of the game and you have your toolkit developed. In Terraria, not the case. In fact, the world kind of closes up a bit because a lot of the places you could go to before become extremely dangerous, especially the jungle when you get those fuck-ass tortoises that can suddenly just pop you like 200 damage out of nowhere. Not any real good reason, they just do. Because, it's the end game now, I guess. Maybe. Oh, hang on. Whereas, like, yeah, early game Terraria is like, you know, not a bad model to go after for Hytale. Because there, you know, that's where the game is okay. So we've got the RPG format, and you can kind of go places. So, you know, and having the options, having the option to go to different places is actually quite huge, especially like, you know, because like there's great value in having a exploration focus in the game. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I think you should get the picture by now. It's like, yeah. It's gonna be a little awkward. This won't hit my head at least. No. Okay. Right, that's gonna have a roof there. Hopefully that oak tree should be ready to harvest soon. But, yeah. If anything, I'd say if we were going for a story approach, traditional Zelda might be the best way to... Or hell, even traditional Final Fantasy might be the best way to, you know, handle the Hytale progression, where, you know, things open up the more you play, the more you go along. And it's kind of like that already. Other than, like, you can kind of just go anywhere and it's more about your pickaxe progression than anything, which, you know, that's just kind of a block game thing at the moment. Because, you know, Minecraft did stuff first, and then, you know, Hytale is derived inherently from Minecraft. That's just in its DNA. Can't really change that right now. I mean, they're working to not really change it so much as just kind of find their own identity as a game. And, you know, well, it's going to be more than just a game. It's going to be a hell of a game engine with its own story. But I think I've rambled on enough for this episode, so thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon.